Legendary. I don't know how long that took. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host Connor Monroe and there's a unicorn on this list. If you're new here, be sure to like and subscribe for daily gaming content and stick around until the end for some bloopers, and because our #1 spot is just insane. While you do that, I'll get into today's list of the top 10 weirdest video game hookups. Roll the intro. And at 10, God of War. Almost every God of War game contains some form of topless women and minigames about doing the dirty, but they're always weird. You have to play a rhythm minigame to get to the end, and the reward for doing so is a fat load of orbs. Especially in Ghost of Sparta, where you should have near full health when entering the city. So in my brain it looks more like blood, so I guess my demigod mini-me was so powerful that someone exploded, and I was able to absorb the power from them? That's messed up. This reminds me of the storyline where Spider-Man had retired and accidentally killed Mary Jane because she had been exposed to his radioactive swimmers. Why are you like this? And at 9, hot coffee. I'm sure you all know about this by now, but the hot coffee mod was a mod created for Grand Theft Auto San Andreas that allowed the normally inaccessible minigame of hot coffee to be played. The minigame contained animated intercourse between CJ and his boo thang. The minigame was completely disabled before release from Rockstar, but some modders found it and made it accessible once more. This minigame was also found hidden on the console versions as well, and due to this being in the game rather than just a mod, the ESRB actually changed the rating of the game to adults only from its original M rating. Rockstar had to release an update that entirely removed the scene from the game to be able to get their original rating back. It even caused the game to crash if you attempted to access it. The thing is, this is an actual minigame, where you control CJ's actions using the same controls as dancing, so you're the one doing the thrusting, and all while fully clothed. But what's even worse than that? And at 8, Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain is a sad story about a father who wants to get his son back from a deranged serial killer, and literally moments ago, Ethan, the main character, suffered a Saw-like scenario where he was forced to cut off his finger and kill another man. So he's pretty down in the dumps and hating himself because he killed the dude. Enter Madison Page, a reporter who's helping Ethan find Sean. She tries to comfort him, but he pushes her away because he literally just went through hell, until she leans in for a kiss, where you get to make the decision as to whether you want it to continue or not. After the kiss, the game initiates a series of quick-time events where you undress Madison and yourself, all the way down to taking her bra off. And if you don't do it the first try, it's funny as hell because you get almost infinite tries while you just fumble and try to get the clasp of the bra. You can even move her head over so that you can kiss her forehead. Yeah, the game makes you do this. At the time it was stunning and something we hadn't really seen in games, but now looking back, this makes no sense with the story. Your kid is literally dying and you think that now is a good time to make another? I guess if he doesn't make it out, you get another one in 9 months. Maybe it was a good plan. And at 7, the unicorn. Told you. Before you freak out and call PETA, just let it be known that the unicorn is fake, stuffed, and not participating, as far as I know. In The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, you have the ability to see Geralt's interests fairly close up. After escaping with Yennefer, you are able to make some sexy moves and cause the two of you to have sex on a unicorn. Yeah, if that isn't weird enough, Geralt asks when Yen is going to burn this thing, and she says she couldn't because there are too many memories, implying that they've done this before. Oh, this has got to be one of the weirdest scenes in a video game I have ever seen, and I really hope that it doesn't happen in the show. I'm on episode 5 of season 1, and I'm pretty sure that if it did happen, they would be talking about it online more. But this scene is just the strangest damn thing. Why? Does the unicorn have any significance? Is it the horn? Actually, I don't want that one answered. And at 6, Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3 takes place on the Rook Islands, tropical islands which can be freely explored. You play as Jason Brody, who is on a vacation with a few friends as celebration for your brother. But on a skydiving trip, you land on a pirate-infested island, where you're kidnapped by a pirate lord who plans to sell you all into slavery. One of the alternate endings to the game allows you to join the Rakyat tribe, and stay on the island where your friends and girlfriend leave. But not really. If you choose to do so, you will end up cheating on that girlfriend with Citra, the priestess of the tribe. Well, kinda cheating because you killed her along with all your friends. After the deed is done, she will kill you, claiming that the heir you have given her will be the true ruler of the Rook Islands. Since this does only happen once, this is definitely a hookup and one of the worst ones because you die. And you have to experience this in first person, like you're supposed to get really into it, I guess, since it's kind of happening to you. I don't know anymore. Halfway through at number 5, Indigo Prophecy. Let me get straight to the point on this one. This has to be necrophilia, right? Like, I don't care if he comes back to life, at one point he was dead. Let me explain. Lucas Kane, the main protagonist of Indigo Prophecy, aka Fahrenheit, was possessed and kills a man. He then attempts to solve the murder and find out who really did it while the cops chase after him. During your attempts to solve the mystery, you end up getting killed, but then are brought back to life by a group called the Purple Clan. After all of this happens, one of the endings features the world freezing over and everyone having to flee underground. Now you live with another woman, who you can engage in relations with, but you still have died in the past, so isn't that technically necrophilia? Even if it isn't, the actual movements of the scene are so stiff they're like mannequins made of steel. The models are very geometric, and she doesn't even have nipples, for God's sake! Like, not even like textured nipples. Sure, don't give them their own polygon, I don't care, but you should at least have them there, right? Or is that just me? Is this gonna make me seem weird? And at 4, Ride to Hell Retribution. This game is critically one of the worst games ever. When released, the game was criticized for broken and repetitive gameplay, poor controls, dated graphics, poor voice acting, poor writing, poor AI, an offensive portrayal of women, countless bugs and glitches, and awkward sex scenes. Because, like the hot coffee mod, you're fully clothed. Perhaps they didn't want to up their rating with nudity since this game managed to get a 16+ instead of an M. But it could be due to poor game design, and considering the game we're talking about, I think we will definitely go with the latter. These scenes are just so weird. The movements are awkward, and again, you're fully clothed, so you're just dry humping and hoping for the best. The scenes came out of basically nowhere and the animations are so bad, it's like there's no dimension to your bodies. Seriously, you run your hand over her and it doesn't move, as if she has no boobs at all. Just one line. Yeah, it's really something to laugh at. And at 3, Seaman. Yeah, laugh about the name now so we can all get it over with. You done now? Okay, good. Seaman is a game where you raise these virtual creatures that look like weird anglerfish but with human faces. Oh, and they can talk. And one of the features of this game includes the ability to talk to these fish and have them talk back using the Sega Dreamcast microphone attachment. The way this game goes about it is weird as hell. They could have laid eggs, but instead they pull an avatar and link their ponytails to get it on. Since these fish talk, when one wants to hop on the good foot and do the bad thing, they say, "I think I'd like to make a baby." Why can't people be as forward as these fish, man? Am I right? The male fish swims over to the female, grabs on, and then they link, to which one of them can say, "Oh yeah, that feels good. I'm so done with this. What the actual hell?" Oh, and after the deed, the male dies. Yeah, just like Far Cry 3, but not before saying, "I left my semen behind." Now you can laugh. And at 2, the squirrels and the bees. The old adage may be the birds and the bees, but in Conker's Bad Fur Day you play the role of the bird. Well, not really. More like a wingman. See what I did there? One of the missions in this game is to help an old bee with his luck by letting him pollinate a flower. Well, this flower you find is depressed, and to get her spirits back up, you need to gather a whole load of bees to basically tickle her until she's aroused. After that, the flower will reveal her massive bosom, and then the king bee will come over and thank you for your service. He flies towards her and the camera cuts to you watching. Then your mouth drops open as you realize what he is doing with his stinger, and what pollinating really means. After they do the damn thing, the flower asks you if you want to bounce. You then bounce on her bosom and get to a higher area where you get a reward. Yeah, it's the weirdest thing I've seen. And at 1, Saints Row 4. The reason I pitched this list was so that I could talk about this scene. The Saints Row series is known for being raunchy and in some ways even worse than Grand Theft Auto. The giant purple bat is one of the best things I've ever seen though. In Saints Row you have the option to romance NPCs as well, but what you never think would be possible is that you have the ability to romance robots. Humanoid robots, I may understand, but literally a floating Wheatley I would never guess. The only reason I know about the scene is because I saw it in another video a long time ago and somehow remembered it. I thought it was in Mass Effect, but after finding the video again, I know that it's not. The reason I was able to remember it is because in Saints Row 4, you have the ability to get a sucky from Sid. Yeah, this is him. And when romancing him, he asks if you need him to ravage you. When you say, maybe, he reassures you and says, don't worry, I am fully equipped to pleasure you. Why? Why is this a thing? Why did you put this in the game? I will never understand this for the rest of my days. Why? There we have it, friends, the top 10 weirdest video game hookups. We got from robots to unicorns and everything in between. If you enjoyed, be sure you hit like and subscribe for daily gaming content and stick around for me screwing up. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been and shall remain Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video. The ESRB actually changed the rating of the game to adults only from its original mature weight. Whatever, it's used the first one. That light's really blinking. God, that's so annoying. It's like a bee right next to your ear. Talking about robot sex. What a video, quality content. This game is also about creating semen.